Hey folks, Crazy Clown Radio here again, and this time we're going to look at game number 12 in our 20 from 1993 series. This game is a horizontally scrolling shooter created by Irem, and it takes place under the sea, and this is called In the Hunt. And you control a submarine, and you can fire torpedoes and missiles and bombs, or depth charges, and you use an 8-way joystick and a button that shoots the torpedoes straight ahead, and a button that shoots missiles or, well, depends on whether you're under the water or over the surface of the water. Then your upward firing weapon will change. If you're under the water, you'll fire these mines upwards, and they'll slowly rise to the surface. And if you have broken the surface, then the upward firing weapon will be like a cannon, or it can be homing missiles depending on the power-up that you picked up. There will also sometimes be some sort of craft that flies overhead and can drop power-ups for you, and in the demo they just picked it up right there. And those power-ups, I think they're either missile upgrades or mines and machine gun upgrades, and they will have letters on them that's either M or A. And we're going to go ahead and get started. And you see a cool radar screen to start things off, and it tells you what stage you're on, and it even tells you the weather. This game, I really like this game. I think the graphics are wonderful, and like I said, or maybe I didn't mention yet, they are very similar to Metal Slug, and that is because this is the same developmental team on this game that went on to form the NAZCA Corporation, and they made the Metal Slug series. And here I'm firing up these little balloon-like mines up to the surface. They don't move very fast, but they sure do protect you. And sometimes there will be a power-up that you can get that changes color from red to blue to green. And that can give you a stronger main torpedo, it can give you a supersonic wave, and it can give you a scatter of bombs. Now this game isn't easy by any means, but maybe it's a little touch easier than the hardest of the shoot-em-ups that were out around this time, horizontally scrolling shoot-em-ups. You are timed, and if you run out of time, you will lose a life. Anytime you lose a life, your next life starts right where you left off immediately, which is great. I don't think you can get extra lives in this game. I don't know for sure. If you know for sure, go ahead and leave a comment, because I can't remember for sure. But I don't think that you do. You can destroy. There, I've got nice supersonic wave shots to go, or blasts to go with my torpedoes. You can blast those icebergs, or those ice flows. There will sometimes be bonus points that you can collect, or they will be turned into bonus points at the end of the stage, and they are little circles with yellow stars in them. Even though you're timed, it pays to take your time a little bit in certain spots. Sometimes those clusters of mines will scatter shrapnel, so you gotta watch out if you want to blow them up. And right here you gotta watch out for these enemies that try to freeze your sub. If they do, you're not gonna die. but you'll freeze in place for a couple seconds, and you'll need to wiggle the joystick and hit the buttons to thaw out, like that. Yeah, this game really isn't super hard, but some things you gotta watch out for is times when you have very, very little room to operate. Yeah, this kind of feels like underwater Gradius, at least to me, and that really comes to fruition later on when there's like kind of volcanoes that go off, and it makes me think of a stage in Gradius, underwater volcanoes. I don't recall if I saw this in arcades. Probably not. There will be boss fights like this one. This boss has claws that extend, and you need to stay just out of the reach of them. You can use your mines, your torpedo. Try not to linger around the left center if you can help it. His claws might actually be able to reach you there. Otherwise, they often seem to just miss you. I recommend non-stop firing. Both buttons. You'll often nail an enemy above, below, right in front of you, just in time before they can hit you. This is not one of those games where touching the bottom or the top, the floor or the ceiling, it will not kill you in this game, which is very, very nice to know. And the dash of your submarine, I guess, shows an indentation of the boss that you just beat. I like the weather report that they give you to start a stage. Rain, fine, clear, whatever. This stage is cool. There's sometimes there's kind of optional mini bosses you can take out for points. Those bonus points, those gleaned from collecting those circles with the stars in them, is shown at the bottom next to your score. And if you get 100, you get an extra life. That is a way to get an extra life in this game. There are some ruins, underwater ruins, that you can blast through, and you can collect some bonuses and maybe weapon power-ups from them. Here is one of those tight spaces type of areas that I was talking about. Don't have much room to move between these missiles. Well, this is one of the games in a series that features a nefarious organization called D.A.S. And it stands for either Dark Anarchy Society or Destroy something Satsujin. It's basically a terrorist organization that's creating a doomsday device, and you need to destroy it with your submarine. Other games that feature the D.A.S. as an evil organization are Air Duel, Undercover Cops, and Gunforce 2. So this is the third game in that series. Yeah, you can destroy or blow open holes in these underwater ruins and get some bonuses. Remember, you can't blow up running into the buildings or the floor or the ceiling in some instances. But the enemies will destroy you if they run into you or if they blast you. Excuse me. it was pretty rare to see a submarine game in the 90s, so I really enjoyed this, and the graphics are terrific. Like I said, they very much resemble the Metal Slug graphics. And the Metal Slug series didn't start for, I think, like a few more years or so. But the NAZCA Corporation, which made the Metal Slug games, was initially a development team of Irem, and they made In the Hunt. You know, really, I think that's kind of a dumb title. Doesn't really make you think of submarines, does it? And now this is a two boss enemy. Those beams that they're shooting out, they grab you, and you have to wiggle the joystick and hit the buttons to escape out of it, or else they'll probably make you slam into one of the or into the other sub. There, I got out of it. This boss isn't super hard. Just try not to get hit by their beams so that they can suck you in, and watch out for the missiles that the other craft is going to be shooting. But yeah, just keep wailing on both buttons to release all your firepower. Can I get away? Good. And note that even during boss battles, there will often be that one craft flying overhead that you can destroy to make it drop a power-up. And there's one that's constantly flying overhead. Sorry, I had to drink a Coke in your ear. It's my weekend. I've got a new schedule where I've got 4 10s, and then I get Friday, Saturday off. Pretty nice. So that's the second boss that I destroyed. There are 6 stages. There are multiple different endings you can get in this game. I didn't mention yet, but you can play 2 players simultaneously in this game, and you'll need to if you want to see 2 of the endings. Yeah, remember that your weapon will change when you break water. When you're under the water, the weapon's different. I don't think this got any home ports. There might have been one, but I don't remember hearing about any. It's kind of disappointing. This game is really cool. Yeah, I might have accidentally died or lost a life there. Yeah, when you do there, I've got homing missiles. When you do die, like I said, you start right where you left off. Pick up right where you left off with your next life. Very nice. Don't have to go back to a checkpoint or anything. That would really... there, I died again. Or no, this might have been the first life I lost. Your timer will restore when you lose a life. Oop. There, I ran out of lives. I decided not to continue here. I think you have infinite continues. Your timer will restore when you lose a life and get your next life restored, or when you enter a certain or when you go a certain distance in the stage. Then the timer will restore to like 99 seconds. And I'm going to put in my initials here, but we will see at least snippets of the rest of the stages. Hope you enjoy your upcoming weekend. Yeah, I'm going to have a 3-day weekend. That's just how it's going to go from now on. working 4 10-hour days, and boy, do I feel the effects of it. Busy, 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 busy. Maybe I'll spend an extra day doing karaoke. This guy has just a ridiculous torrent of of weaponry, so try to stay ahead of him so you don't get nailed. Yeah, we're just going to see snippets of the rest of the stages. Here you can take out a full train, but just watch out that some of the cars are going to try to fall down on you. I was a lot less careful at this point. I didn't put on invincibility or infinite lives or anything here, but I just wasn't very careful, and I just kept continuing. I'm going to do one more game after this, and then I have a request that I need to fulfill, and then I'll do my second 1993 time capsule. I hope you folks are enjoying them. I really enjoy doing time capsules. Sports, big events of the year, etc. And this is an interesting boss here. You gotta watch out for its lasers, because they'll, even if you're like underneath where it seems they can't reach, they'll still be able to hit you. And once again, there's that guy that will drop the power up for you during the boss fight, which is really nice. Just keep trying to hit his body. Will scoot forward to me, destroying him. Or actually, no, he's not dead yet. And if you get underneath him, he'll probably pound you. See? Yeah. As in most shoot-em-ups, you'll have like a few seconds of invincibility before, upon your next life. And that was the Stage 3 boss. Another drink of Coke in your ear, sorry. I love Coke, I've always loved Coke. Although I've been getting into sweet iced tea as well, because it's been on sale lately. The brand I get is very, very sweet. I can't drink tea if it's not sweet. In fact, I used to put 1 or 2 packets of Sweet and Low in my tea. I'm not a fan of bitter things. Coffee, I briefly enjoyed it for a while, but for the most part, I'm not a fan of coffee. Now here is where we have kind of an underwater volcano motif. And this makes me think of Gradius, because there are some volcanoes that will go off. Don't confuse those rising lava bubbles with the bonus orbs. They look pretty similar. Yeah, here's where there's those underwater volcanoes. It makes me think of Gradius, or maybe a Life Force. Oops. Yeah, take your time. Whoa, we got trapped inside that wall there. I might have died if I let the invincibility run out on that next life there, because I was inside that wall and that probably wasn't supposed to be. I would hope that that wouldn't be a glitch that would crash the game. Sometimes when you're playing a game, you end up in a place you weren't supposed to. The game crashes. And here's a giant serpent, underwater serpent. Kind of makes me also think of Life Force. Yeah, I think those weapon power-ups are usually gleaned by destroying a certain enemy. I don't think they're usually like just sitting out in the open. Collect that power first. Yeah, whale on both buttons throughout the game if you can. I wish there was rapid fire. Whoops. It's hard to get past those guys without getting nailed. They constantly bombard you with firepower. Ah. This boss is like the fire-breathing serpent or dragon of Life Force. This has definitely got to be heavily influenced by that game. Well, I hope you guys are starting to get some cool weather. We're definitely getting cool weather in my neighborhood. It's actually gonna rain like 2 or 3 days next week, I believe. I have to go back to wearing pants for a while. Just enjoying shorts weather. We got kind of fortunate this year. We hadn't had too much really hot summer weather. Had I think one day, maybe just one day of triple digit degree days, and I ended up splurging for a nice AC unit this year. Boy, am I glad I did. Seabed Ruins, Stage 5. Yeah, Stage 1 is the South Pole. Stage 2 is Sunken Town. Stage 3 is the Channel. Stage 4 is the Deep Dark Sea. Stage 5 is the Seabed Ruins. And Stage 6 is the enemy base. And we have a really cool enemy in this stage. And he climbs below you. And he's trying to hit you. And if he does, of course, you lose a life. But he breaks right through walls. Just keep moving upwards as much as you can. Drop bombs on his head if you like. I don't think that really does any damage. But what you want to do eventually, and here we have some walls we can break through to get some nice bonuses and power-ups. Eventually, you will head north of here, and you will need to drop some columns down on his head by shooting them, and they will cause damage to him and eventually kill him. It's just such a cool boss. Yeah, see, destroy these or blast these columns enough so that they land on his head. It's just such a cool stage, I think. Eventually, he'll look like that. And he can bash you with his fist, so watch out for that. He's got eyeballs floating out of his head. So So yeah, you need to loosen these columns to slam them in the head and eventually destroy them. Yep, smack me again. And we've destroyed the stage 5 boss. That's never. I think that stage is really cool. Now the different endings that you can get depends on if you had to spend continues. I think there's another ending if you didn't use any continues. And there's an ending if you beat the game in 2-player mode. You can just have a player join in at the very end and it'll still count. Then you beat the boss. Then you both have to fight each other. You will have to shoot each other. There are mines. One player can slam into and die. And whoever survives, they get to see the ending, and it's we'll look at them in a little bit. And then there's another ending if you beat the game with 2 players, but you let the time run out during the 1-player versus 2-player battle. And we'll get to that in a little bit. But first, we're gonna beat this stage, the final stage. And we'll see the ending if you spent a continue, at least one continue in 1-player mode. Yeah, let me know in the comments how you're doing weather-wise, if it's hot where you're at or if it's cooled off, and how you're surviving. It was rough in the past when I had hot days. I had to have all the fans blowing and make sure I was plenty hydrated. Now it's not as big an issue. There's another tight squeeze area. Now that I've got that AC unit, it is worth every damn penny. Now we're going to face the final boss. I think there was some D.A.S bosses, or bosses in the D.A.S series that were kind of like this one. This is probably heavily influenced by D.A.S and Gradius Life Force. Yeah, if you're trying to hide in those little grooves, this boss will drop some mines on you. So you generally want to shoot the back of it, and these little sensors will appear, and you'll need to destroy it. You might. I don't remember if you need to destroy both of them, or maybe just one. But this is a long, protracted battle. But just remember, if you lose a life, to get the time restored. I can't remember if there actually is much of a difference between if you beat the game in 1-player mode with using a continue or more continues, or not using any continues. I'd have to look at the endings and determine for sure. Yep, the battle's not over. Now he's spitting out a bajillion mines. You have to destroy his sensor, and the mines get in the way. The mines totally block your torpedoes, which sucks. And he's moving way up high, so you might get smushed if you try to bomb him or mine him. And maybe there'd be a teeny bit of room. I didn't always use the best strategies in this game. we'll scoop forward to me beating him, or beating this incarnation of him. Look at those giant freaking missiles that he shoots, or torpedoes. Oh yeah, you just have to destroy one sensor. Now what form is he gonna show? Oh yeah, same one as before, shooting the mines. Scoot forward to me, seeing his next form, and this time he's got bullets. They're really easy enough to dodge. I was just clumsy. And then this, is this his final form? Now he's shooting off a bunch of missiles. Oh, he's gonna shoot those bullets again. Ow, just die, you son of a bitch. Oh, this might have been no, I was gonna say that might have been a better strategy, but I got killed anyway. Yeah, well. But yeah, a lot of the times you will take out projectiles before they can hit you if you're mashing both those buttons like freaking crazy throughout the game. Oh yeah, this battle just takes so freaking long. Hey, there we go, finally. And the D.A.S's plot to rule the world was completely destroyed. And again, the D.A.S. is the evil corporation that appears in 3 other Irem games: Air Duel, Undercover Cops, and Gun Force 2. And here we get one ending where you get all sorts of people just cheering for you. And some of them commit suicide! They jump into the water! Well, maybe they're not trying to kill themselves, but I don't know what the hell they're doing. Actually, you know what? I think more people kill themselves or jump into the water in this ending than if you did not spend a continue. And we'll look at that ending, and I think that may be correct. That is In the Hunt by Irem, or more specifically, a team of developers for Irem that went on to form the NAZCA Corporation, which made the Metal Slug series. Yeah, I do not remember seeing this in arcades, but it is a great shooter. Just beautiful, beautiful graphics. I'll put in my initials. And now we're going to look at the other ending for player 1 if you did not spend any continuous. And yeah, I cheated to get this. In fact, I put on invincibility here so I can more quickly beat the boss. In fact, I think I put on another cheat that yeah, I think this text ending is the same, yeah. I think I put on a cheat that allowed me to skip levels or something similar. It's so weird that they just jump into the water. What are they doing? They would no doubt freeze to death. Freaking weird. maybe, I don't know, maybe it's the same amount of people that jumped into the water. I can't really tell. And maybe using the cheats prevented the ending from being played out the way I wanted it to. I don't know. At any rate, we will also look at the endings that you get if you play two-player mode. I also put on a rapid fire cheat, and that made it too hard for me to put in the initials properly. Well, now we are going to have a second player join in. And actually, we're together. It's hard to tell that there is a second player. Here is the second player, and you have to kill each other, or one player has to kill the other. And there's these mines that are in the way, and more mines get put into play if you destroy them all. And player 1 destroyed player 2, as player 1 has invincibility. He has won the last battle and proved himself to be the strongest weapon of all. Now, as a ruler of the world, he reappeared on the surface. And in this ending, I guess it's implied that you are actually the head of the D.A.S, the evil corporation. The sounds might not have synced properly here. I apologize. That couldn't be helped, really. But then we will see the other two-player ending, and that is if you engage the other player in battle, but you let the time run out. And we'll see that in just a moment. But yeah, you go through the underwater volcano era. Yep, and you're leading a group of enemy battleships. Or enemy submarines. So yep, you're the head of the D.A.S. And again, that's Dark Anarchy Society, or it's Destroy something Satsujin. And I guess Satsujin means kill. Player 2 didn't have rapid fire, so I was able to put in the initials correctly. And here is the other ending. Yeah, the sound wasn't synced right. I'm sorry. I couldn't help that. And here's battle with the second player. Just letting the time run out. We'll skip forward to that. Time over. Two submarines failed to sink their enemies within the time limit, were seriously damaged, and you both sink to the bottom. Dead. Aw. Very dour ending. But that was In the Hunt by Irem in 1993, and that was game number 12 in our 20 from 1993 series. Like I said, I will do one more video, and then before I do the second time capsule of 1993, I will honor a request. But game number 11 comes first. Yeah, I hope you all have a pleasant weekend, and I will definitely enjoy my 3-day weekends that I'm going to have. Working 1 to 11:30. But that was In the Hunt. created by Irem in 1993, game number 12 in our 20 from 1993 series. Well, I thank you for watching, and I hope you join me soon for game number 11. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.